Good afternoon and welcome to yet another Southwestern Athletic Conference telecast hosted by the Hornet Sports Network. My name is DeQuan Lee and it is Champions Night here at the Dunn Oliver Acadome on the campus of Alabama State University. This is the first game of our doubleheader. Of course, it's your Lady Hornets taking on the Lady Bulldogs of Alabama A&M. It is the last of the two matchups between these two in-conference foes as Alabama State looks to make this consecutive game number 3 in the win column. As we get set to tip it off here at the Dunn Oliver Acadome, Alabama State will look to exact some revenge against the Bulldogs. Last time these two teams played, it was January 18th, and Alabama A&M got the best of Alabama State, to say the least. The score in that game, 75-48, in favor of the Bulldogs. Alabama State starting off in a zone, and they give up the open 3, and the Bulldogs cash in immediately. That shot good by Nigeria Jones, 5'7" junior out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Your starters for Alabama State to start this game: Taisha Rudolph, Armani Smith, Courtney Lee, Hannah White, and Victoria Harvey at the pivot. Strong drive by Taisha Rudolph, but it's rejected at the rim. And we have a shot clock violation for Alabama State. Second shot attempt for the Bulldogs, no good. That shot by number 20, Lazaria Sanders. So, Courtney Lee, the typical playmaker for Alabama State, she leads the Hornets in assists at just over 3 a game. On the drive, Armani Smith, too strong on the layup. Sierra Dark leading the fast break. And we're going to have a couple free throws coming up for Jamaica Cobb. Courtney Lee is going to pick up her first foul of the afternoon. Shooting 2, number 4, Jamaica Cobb. Cobb splits the pair of free throws. Bulldogs up to an early 4-0 start. Alabama State early on, some strong drives to the rim, but no conversions. Courtney Lee, she's going to try a 3. Too short. Bulldogs pushing the tempo a bit. The pass off the mark, and Alabama A&M will turn it over. Harvey looking to get low post position, but they'll swing it. Harvey on the screen, dumps it off, pass is intercepted, and we have an Alabama State turnover. Bulldogs on the fast break. Jones putting the move on, she'll pull it out. They'll go down low. Saunders putting a move on, and the layup's good. And head coach Frida Freeman Jackson, she'll have to take a timeout to talk it over. We'll be right back on the Hornet Sports Network. Welcome back to the Hornet Sports Network, where the Hornets are off to a slow start offensively. Only a 6-0 start, but a couple lackadaisical turnovers on both teams have kind of gotten head coach Frida Freeman Jackson wanting to talk it over, try to get her team off on the right note. Now, on offense, the Hornets kind of lean on Ayana Emanuel to produce a lot of the scoring. She leads the team in scoring at just over 11 points a game, at 11.5. And right behind her is Jayla Crawford, who's been having an outstanding season thus far. She's right behind her at 11 points even. And then to cap out the big three is the freshman forward, Anaya Smith. She's good at 10 points a game. Also averages about 6 rebounds a game. So Hornet possession coming out of the timeout. 7:30 remaining in this first quarter. And Hannah White will assume ball handling duties. Crawford has checked into the game for the first time. Hannah White strong on the drive. She draws the foul, and she will be at the foul line to shoot a pair. Hannah White on the season, a 61% free throw shooter. Jamaica Cobb will pick up the foul on that one. It'll be her first of the afternoon. Hannah White on the season, averaging just around 6 points a game. Has a little bit of playmaking to her style as she misses on the first free throw. Her and Courtney Lee assume most of the ball handling duties for Alabama State. Her strength is typically on the drive, but she can knock down the occasional three-pointer or two. Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 23, Deshauna Harper. 5'4" guard out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Be a foul on the floor. Jayla Crawford's going to pick up her first foul of the afternoon. Rudolph splits the pair of free throws. I'd also like to extend my apologies for the technical difficulties on our side. As you see, the errant pass leads to the Bulldogs' turnover. Alabama State will take over on offense. Rudolph, strong move to the rim, and she banks in the layup. And head coach Margaret Richards has seen enough. This run has her wanting to call the timeout, and she does. We'll be back from the Hornets Sports Network. Welcome back to the Hornet Sports Network. I'm DeQuan Lee, and the Hornets find themselves just down one as we come up on a minute remaining in this first quarter. Alabama State found themselves down deep early, down by 8, but they've since gone on a 7-0 run before that basket. Jamaica Cobb on that one. That's Cobb's first field goal of the afternoon. Hornets going down low, but the pass off the mark. Dereisha Randall going down low. Layup off the mark. Bulldogs go down low. It's Stanley, and she gets called for the travel. Jasmine Stanley, the 6'1" freshman out of Goose Creek, South Carolina. She turns it over. Courtney Lee has checked back in as the Hornets will hold for one final shot to end this first quarter. Bulldogs have led the entire way thus far in this first quarter. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Taylor Exon's going to have to put up a shot. And she draws the foul. Hornets will be at the free throw line to end the quarter with some free throws. Exon on the year, a 74% free throw shooter. Averages about 4 points a game off the bench for the Hornets. Exon 2 for 2 at the line. And that'll be the end of the first quarter here at the Don Oliver Acadome. Bulldogs off to an early start. They have a 1 point advantage at the end of one. The score 14-13. Deshauna Harper leads the Bulldogs in scoring with 4 points. And for the Hornets, Dereisha Randall and Taisha Rudolph both have 3 apiece. As a slow start offensively for the Hornets has them down at the end of one. We'll be back with more from the Hornet Sports Network. Welcome back. You're listening to the Hornet Sports Network. It's the beginning of the second quarter, and Alabama State finds himself down just a point to the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. A look at some early numbers for both teams. Alabama A&M and Alabama State have both turned the ball over 5 times apiece. Alabama State shooting a touch better at 55%, shooting 5 of 9 from the floor. Alabama A&M shooting 4 of 10, good for 40%. A&M going down low, and Dereisha Randall's going to get called for the foul. Bulldogs looking to go down low to Dariana Lewis, excuse me. Jump for the baseline, no good. Bulldogs with the second opportunity. Dark going down low. The ball is mishandled. Fight for the loose ball. Kick out. Open three-pointer. It's on the money. Nigeria Jones. Akerson, she'll try to answer back. Shot won't go, but she'll be at the free throw line to shoot three free throws. Tiara Dark will get called for the foul on that one. Getting set to check in for the first time tonight, Aaliyah Nelson. Ayana Emanuel will also return. Derisha Randall and Anaya Smith will take a seat. Emanuel on the drive, may have gotten it blocked. It'll be Alabama A&M ball following the foul. Screen and roll for the Bulldogs results in a foul. The foul call going on number 5, Aaliyah Nelson. It's her first of the afternoon. Taisha Rudolph and Hannah White will return into the game. Courtney Lee and Taylor Akerson will have a break. The layup is up and in. Dariana Lewis on the two-pointer. Alabama A&M has led the entire way thus far. Alabama State has gotten as close as 2 points. White with the pretty dime and the finish. Aaliyah Nelson gets her first deuce of the afternoon. Bulldogs going down low. The layup off the mark. And Alabama State will handle the possession from here. White listening to orders from head coach Frida Freeman Jackson. 14 on the shot clock. Emanuel on the drive. And the layup is up and in. Hornets back within a deuce. Cobb gives it up to Jones. Jones on the screen, doesn't take it. Strong to the basket, layup, no good. And then it'll be Alabama State possession.
Substitution into the game, number 34, Victoria Harvey. Hornets ball.
Coming into this game, both teams had a perfect weekend the following weekend. Alabama State came away with wins against Mississippi Valley State and Arkansas Pine Bluff. A&M also coming off that perfect weekend against Mississippi Valley State and Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Substitution into the game, number 34 for Alabama A&M, Ariana Hall.
Hornets on possession. They opt for the deep outlet pass. And Hannah White will look to initiate the offense. 8 on the shot clock. Hornets have to get a move on. Emanuel's going to have to put a move on. She'll try the three. Off the mark. Offensive rebound. Hornets. Jayla Crawford, no good on the putback. And Alabama A&M will take possession. Jayla Crawford will pick up the foul call. Courtney Lee getting set to check back in for the Hornets. Rudolph. Three-pointer off the mark. and it'll be Alabama State basketball.
Substitution into the game, number 10, Courtney Lee.
Looking at some early shooting numbers in this first half. Alabama A&M shooting just 36% from the floor. Alabama State, on the other hand, shooting 58%. Has been the reason this game has been so close. Taisha Rudolph is going to try the jumper. Well off the mark. Bulldogs will take a man on the drive. The layup too strong. Jamaica Cobbs no good on that one. Officials will call a jump ball and Alabama State possession.
Substitution into the game, number 2, Armani Smith.
Hornets have been within 2. Again, they have not led all game. Emmanuel will try a 3 from the corner, and she drills it. Ayana Emmanuel with her first 3-pointer of the evening. She shoots about 34% from 3-point land for the Lady Hornets. Tough layup, up and good by Jamaica Cobb. Harvey down low, layup no good. Fight for the loose ball. And the officials will deem it Hornet basketball.
Substitution into the game.
We'll have a timeout on the floor. Stay tuned to the Hornet Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hornet Sports Network, where Alabama State currently finds himself down just 1 against the A&M Bulldogs. Alabama State has not led this entire contest, but this is the closest they've been all afternoon, with 4:35 remaining in this first half. Looking at some numbers for Alabama State, Ayana Emmanuel leads the Hornets in scoring thus far. She has 5 points off 2 of 5 shooting. She's also made 1 3-pointer. For the Bulldogs, Nigeria Jones leads the Bulldogs. She has 6 points, 2 of 3 shooting from the field. She's knocked down both of her 3-pointers as Akerson is off the mark from 3-point land. Deasia Thomas on the rebound. Rapid fire 3-pointer off the mark. That shot by LaShawna Harper. Courtney Lee on the move, looking for the foul call. She doesn't get it. Thomas on the dump-off pass, and it is up and good. Ariana Powell on that basket. 5'10" freshman out of Huntsville, Alabama. Emmanuel on the spin move. Lose their footing. And officials call jump ball, Alabama A&M basketball.
Substitution into the game, number 30, Anaya Smith. Also into the game, number 23, Dorisha.
Victoria Harvey will have a seat as Anaya Smith will take her break. Will take her spot, excuse me. Dorisha Randall has also checked in for the Hornets. Strong move to the basket. It's up and good by Harper. White finds Randall down low, and that'll be a blocking foul on the floor. Dorisha Randall will be at the foul line to shoot some more free throws.
Foul on Alabama A&M, number 5. Shooting 2 free throws, number 20.
Nigeria Jones will pick up that foul.
Substitution into the game, number 1, Taisha Rudolph.
Taisha Rudolph will come to the game for Hannah White. Randall no good on both attempts. Alabama A&M lead will remain at 5. Three-pointer off the mark by Nigeria Jones. Alabama State cleans up the possession. Courtney Lee's on the move. Advances it to Akerson. Akerson on the layup. Can't get it to the fall. Offensive rebound, Alabama State. There's a foul on the floor. Ariana Powell will pick up the foul for Alabama A&M. .16 on the shot clock for the Hornets. Plenty of time. Akerson. Back to Courtney Lee. Courtney Lee will put a move on. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Akerson will have to put up a shot. Strong drive to the rim, and it'll be an offensive foul. Strong defense by the Bulldogs, and they'll take over after the turnover by Akerson.
Substitution into the game, number 34, Victoria Harvey.
Victoria Harvey will check back in for the Hornets. The jumper off the mark by Harper. Akerson leading the pack. I'll just give it up to Courtney Lee, who can initiate the offense. Akerson on the drive. A layup. No good. She hasn't found a rhythm thus far in this game. Strong defense in transition by Alabama State. And Courtney Lee will advance it. Akerson, layup is up and in. That could be the easy one she needs to get going in this game. Good steal and dish by Courtney Lee to make that basket possible. Coming up on 1:30 remaining in this first quarter for Alabama State. Again, they've gotten as close as one, but they have yet to tie or take the lead in this ball game. Harvey, stout defense down low. She sends that shot back. Kamani Jones couldn't make it happen. Courtney Lee on the drive. Layup doesn't fall. Sanders on the rebound. Pull-up jumper is good by Nigeria Jones. She's had her footprints all over this game in this first half. She has 6 points on the make that 8 points on the afternoon. Harvey down low. She has a size advantage, too strong on the layup. Offensive rebound for Alabama State. Courtney Lee kicks it out. Her three-pointer is no good. Kamani Jones will pick up the foul for the Bulldogs. We'll take a short break so officials can discuss the following action. Welcome back. Following the short break, officials have had time to look at the clock. They wanted to make sure we got the time right remaining in this first half. At the line and shooting free throws, it'll be Victoria Harvey. Harvey on the afternoon. 2 points, 4 rebounds, and a vicious block as she drills the first free throw. Harvey 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Shot clock is off. Alabama A&M will have the final shot. Rudolph on Jones. Jones on the drive. And that'll be an offensive foul. Jones will pick up that one.
Offensive foul number 5, Hornets ball.
4 seconds remaining in this first half.
Number 22, Taylor Ankerson.
Maybe enough time for the Hornets to get off a quality heave or a three-pointer attempt should they advance the ball quickly enough. They'll roll it in. Akerson gets a head start. And careless foul by A&M. It'll result in a few more free throws for Akerson with 0.2 of a second remaining in this first half. So, and they'll say it's 3 free throws. So a very ill-advised foul. And I'm sure head coach Richards is not thrilled about that one. Akerson goes 2 for 3 from the line, and that'll do it for the end of the first half. Your score from the Dunn Oliver Acadome: Alabama A&M leads your Alabama State Hornets 27-25. Ayana Emanuel led the way for the Hornets in scoring with 5. Taylor Akerson is right behind her with 4. Victoria Harvey doing it all on defense. She has 4 rebounds and a block. for Alabama A&M. Nigeria Jones led the way and leads all scorers with 8. Her and Deshauna Harper have found their offensive rhythm for the Bulldogs. When we return, we'll talk about some stats for the second half. Stay tuned to the Hornet Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the early goings of the second half. We haven't quite started the second half, but we're well underway. I want to talk about some numbers for the Hornets and the Bulldogs thus far. Coming from this first half, of course, Alabama A&M leads by 1. Alabama State trailing 27-26. Now, I misspoke towards the end of the first half. Taylor Exton leads the Hornets in scoring thus far. She is leading the Hornets with 6. She's 1 of 4 from the field, but she's made her mark from the free throw line. She's 4 of 5 from there. Now, some numbers for both teams in general. Alabama A&M shooting, they've upped their shooting to 48% thus far. Alabama State shooting 29%. They're 1 of 7 from three-point land. Alabama A&M 2 of 6. Alabama State has done a lot of the work offensively on the offensive glass. They have 7 on that margin, and they have 17 total. Alabama A&M, they have a total of 14 rebounds, just 1 offensive. So the offensive rebounds for Alabama State, needless to say, it's been keeping them in this ball game. They've had a slight lead. They've led by just 1 earlier in the second quarter when it was 20-19. Now the largest lead for Alabama A&M has been 8 points. That was back during the early goings of the first quarter where they led 12-4 in their favor. Alabama State, of course, has 5 assists on the afternoon. And it's been mainly the bench for Alabama State that's produced well. They have 16 points off the bench. Alabama A&M just 8. Deshauna Harper has done a lot of her work for the Bulldogs. Some things to make note of for both teams, the turnovers. It's been kind of ugly for both teams. Alabama State has 7 turnovers. Alabama A&M, they have 8. The game started off slow offensively for both teams. A&M caught more breaks in the early goings. But as the game slowly progressed, Alabama State found a little bit of a rhythm. They played some tighter defense, gave up fewer looks from three-point land. And thus, we have the result here. Less than 1 minute to go until we start this second half. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back with you at the start. Welcome back to the beginning of the second half here at the Don Oliver Acadome. Your Hornets trail by just 1, and it'll be their ball at the start of the second half. Courtney Lee resuming ball handling duties for the Hornets. The starters of the second half: Rudolph, Lee, White, Smith, and Harvey. Ten on the shot clock. Hornets got to get a move on. Off the screen. Hannah White strong to the basket. Layup is off the mark. And Alabama A&M will take over. Good hands by Alabama State to force the deflection, but A&M gets it right back.
Traveling violation.
And Alabama A&M will start the second half with the turnover. Dariana Lewis called for the travel. Rudolph off the Harvey screen, kicks it to Courtney Lee, and she'll give it right back. 13 on the shot clock. And Taisha Rudolph has her pocket picked. A&M out on the break. Good hands by Tierra Dark to force that turnover. Dark off the screen. And she'll kick it back out. 16 remaining on the shot clock. Bulldogs with plenty of time. Jones on the drive. The layup too tough. But the offensive rebound and putback attempt will lead to some free throws. Armani Smith will pick up that foul. And Dariana Lewis will be at the free throw line to shoot a pair. So 3 Hornets checking out for head coach Frida Freeman Jackson. Anaya Smith, Jayla Crawford have checked in for the Hornets, as does Ayana Emanuel. First free throw is up and in. So Lewis's first trip to the free throw line this afternoon results in 2 free points. Another Alabama State turnover. Jones out on the break. Paint jumper off the mark. And there's a foul call on the floor. Dariana Lewis gets called for the foul. It'll be Alabama State basketball.
Into the game for Alabama A&M, number 50, Aisha Thomas.
Emmanuel trying to get it down low to Harvey. Courtney Lee will give it to Jayla Crawford. 5 on the shot clock. Courtney Lee's got to put a move on. She'll try a three-pointer, and she swishes it. Courtney Lee for 3. And she ties this ball game at 29 apiece. Layup off the mark. And it's Jayla Crawford, 2-on-1 fast break. She drives into the lane. It'll be a blocking call. Cobb will pick up the foul call, Jamaica Cobb.
Foul on Alabama A&M, number 4, Jamaica Cobb.
And Jayla Crawford will be at the free throw line to shoot some free throws.
Number 3.
This will be her first attempts of the evening. Jayla Crawford 2 for 2 from the free throw line. On the season, Jayla Crawford's a 68% free throw shooter. .13 on the shot clock for A&M. Jones. Free throw line jumper off the mark, too strong. That messed by Deasia Thomas. Anaya Smith, strong to the hoop. Layup off the mark, too strong. Emmanuel gambled on the steal, but finds a spot on defense. Recovers well. Hornets have their largest lead of the afternoon, even though it's just 2 points. 10 on the shot clock. Harper. Step back jumper. No good. Offensive rebound. Thomas. Thomas tied up. And Courtney Lee is going to get called for the reaching foul.
Foul on Alabama State number 10, Courtney Lee. Bulldogs ball. Substitution into the game, number 23, Dorecia Randall. Also into the
So Victoria Harvey will have a seat, as will Anaya Smith. Dorecia Randall will check in, as will Taisha Rudolph.
substitution into the game, number 24.
Hannah White will also come into the game for Courtney Lee. She'll have a short break. Thomas on the pump fake, kicks it out. Pull-up jumper, well short. Another offensive rebound, or rather, a fight for the loose ball will result in a jump ball, and it'll be Alabama A&M basketball. Ariana Powell fighting for that possession. Getting set to check in for the Bulldogs, Alexis Evans.
Bulldogs number 32, Alexis Evans.
Ariana Powell will take a breather. And as soon as she comes to the game, Evans will get a bucket. We're all knotted up at 31 apiece. 5:41 to go in this third quarter. Crawford loses the dribble. Emmanuel's there to clean it up. Emmanuel strong to the hoop. She'll get fouled on the pass attempt. Her teammates on the bench saying she should have gone up with it, and I agree. White on the inbound gives it to Randall, and she'll hand it back off to White. 16 remaining on the shot clock. Manuel sets the screen. Rudolph, no good on the jumper. And it's Jones out on the move. Hornets come with the triple team. And head coach Richards calls a timeout. And we'll take one with her. Stay tuned to the Hornet Sports Network. We're all tied up at 31. Welcome back. Short timeout break here at the Dunn Oliver Acadome. We're all tied up at 31 apiece. In this third quarter, Alabama State off to a good little start. They've outscored A&M 5-2. Alabama A&M has yet to make a field goal in this third quarter, and Alabama State is 1 of 3 from the floor. Now, Alabama State has also turned over the ball 2 times in this third quarter, but it hasn't come back to haunt them yet, as Alabama A&M has also gotten called for a turnover as well. Points in the paint has been A&M's strong suit in this game. They have 16 thus far. However, Alabama State right behind them with 14 points in the paint as they look to go down low to Evans again. And the jump hook is off the mark. Emmanuel with the rebound. Emmanuel. Give it off to Armani Smith. Rudolph on the drive. And it'll be a blocking foul called on the Bulldogs.
Foul on Alabama A&M number 11.
Janiyah Davis will pick up that foul call. And we'll have immediate timeout. Stay tuned. When we return, we'll have some free throws for Taisha Rudolph.
Nearly a century ago, 6 academic institutions joined each other in Houston, Texas to form a sturdy, spirited association. Since that time, they've developed to become one of the leading collegiate athletic associations in the world, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. From the southeastern region of the United States and Alabama to the second largest state in the country in Texas, the parishes of Louisiana through the Mississippi River, and the natural state of Arkansas. Students from all over the world demonstrate the ability to perform, achieve, and excel in scholastic activities. Be a part of history. Be a part of the SWAC experience. Stand and be counted among the best in academics, athletics, music, stewardship. Create your world of contacts and friendships that last a lifetime. We are proud of our past and value our traditions. We will always carry a spirit of respect and competition. We are the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Honor the heritage.
Welcome back to this third quarter here at the Don Oliver Acadome. We're all knotted up at 31 apiece. Both teams going through a bit of a scoreless drought. However, the difference is that Alabama State is on a 5-0 run, and they're currently on a 9-2 run, extending past and since the end of the first half. Now, both teams shooting in the dumps to begin this second half. However, A&M has been held scoreless since the start. They're one of their last 8 field goals. We'll have Taisha Rudolph at the line, shooting 2, following a blocking call. That blocking call called on Janiah Davis. Rudolph gives the Hornets a 1-point advantage following that free throw. And Rudolph ends up splitting the pair. Strong to the hoop. Janiah Jones is no good on the layup, but it's an offensive rebound for the Bulldogs, and they'll have a second opportunity at it. Officials stop. They stop play. I believe it was an issue with the shot clock. If I'm not mistaken, they'll take it out. The Bulldogs will. So 15 left on the shot clock following the offensive rebound. They go down low. It's Evans. Jump hook. Rattles around, and it doesn't fall. Victoria Harvey strong down low for the Hornets. Deasia Thomas will pick up that foul.
At the free throw line, number 34, Victoria Harvey.
Victoria Harvey will also be at the free throw line to shoot a pair. Checking in for Thomas of the Bulldogs, number 20, Azaria Sanders.
Victoria Harvey converts both free throws. Substitution into the game, number 30, Anaya Smith.
Anaya Smith has come into the game for the Hornets. Taisha Rudolph will have a breather. Hornets also applying some half-court pressure as they find themselves with the largest lead of the afternoon for them. They're up 3, 34-31. Jones on the pull-up jumper, no good, off the mark. Emmanuel with the rebound. And the Hornets looking to seize a little bit of momentum here. Emmanuel. Loose pass is picked off. Harper one-on-one strong against Armani Smith. And she'll get called for the foul as she blocks the shot attempt.
Substitution into the game, number 10, Courtney Lee.
Courtney Lee will check back in. Emmanuel will have a seat. Deshauna Harper at the free throw line to shoot her first attempts of the afternoon. In that first half, she scored 6 points, 3 of 7 from the floor. However, she has not made a three-pointer attempt. She's had 3 of them thus far as she misses the first free throw. That free throw breaks the scoring drought of over 2 minutes for Alabama A&M.
Substitution into the game, number 22, Taylor Akerson.
Alabama A&M 1 for 11 of the last 11 field goal attempts. Armani Smith drives to the basket. Floater is up. No good. Harvey fighting for the loose ball, but she can't corral it. Evans comes away with it. Evans on the double team. She finds the outlet. It's Harper. Harper's going to pull up for the jumper. Leaves it short. And it'll be A&M basketball. Hornets asleep at the rim, but a couple offensive rebounds will lead to the easy putback. Lazuria Saunders on the hustle play and 2 points. They're back down it up at 34 apiece with 2:47 remaining in this third quarter. Erickson is also checked in for the Hornets. She kicks it to Courtney Lee. Courtney Lee is going to drive to the basket. Kicks it out to Akerson. And Akerson loses the basketball, I assume. I didn't see the play happen. It'll be Bulldog basketball. Nigeria Jones, Alabama A&M's leading scorer. She has 8 points, 3 of 7 from the floor. Three-pointer attempt, well contested. Good defense by Armani Smith. That shot is off the mark by Davis. Courtney Lee kicks it out. Smith. A very tough layup. Doesn't get the foul call. Armani Smith will put up the deuce for the Hornets. Jones off the screen. Thought about the pull-up. Davis. She'll try another three-pointer. Leaves it short. Smith on the rebound. Hornets looking to put a move on in transition. Kicks out to Taylor Akerson. Akerson to Courtney Lee. Courtney Lee will try a three, and she'll leave it short. Davis, one man to beat. It's Courtney Lee, and a good, strong contest by Courtney Lee. Davis will be at the free throw line to shoot some free throws. Kind of shaken up on the play, though. Nothing flagrant about the foul. It's just good transition defense. But Davis is a little shaken up after the play. Officials will definitely take a look at it to see what happened. Courtney Lee just getting her hand in there. Janai Davis seems to be okay after taking the hard tumble. Arms got kind of locked into position. Alabama A&M athletic trainer taking a look at Davis to make sure she's okay. At the free throw line in the place of Davis, Deshauna Harper. Harper splits the pair of free throws. A&M applying pressure. White kicks it out. Jayla Crawford strong to the basket, too strong. But it'll stay Alabama State basketball. Tierra Dark is going to get called for the foul. A little too aggressive on the box out. And with Alabama State being in the bonus, we'll have some free throws coming up with 1:11 remaining in this third quarter. Dereisha Randall will have these to herself. Randall's been spotty at the free throw line this evening as she drills the first. Previously, before that attempt, she was 1 of 4 from the free throw line. And Randall good on both. A&M shooting has escaped them. They're one of the last 13 from the floor. However, Alabama State not shooting that well themselves. They're 1 of 8 from their last 8 attempts. Pretty spin move off the mark. That layup rolling off the rim. That's Powell with the miss. Hannah White strong to the basket. Layup too strong. And Alabama A&M is going to get an easy layup. Good pump fake. And that layup is off the mark. Hannah White in transition. And the layup, again, off the mark. And officials call a foul on the floor. I assume it'll be on Hannah White. Excuse me, I misspoke. It'll actually be on Dereisha Randall.
Substitution into the game, number 10, Courtney Lee.
As you can see, the missed opportunity. Yep. You can see the foul call there. So at the free throw line, it'll be Saunders. Saunders no good on both attempts. And Dereisha Randall and Courtney Lee come away with the loose ball. About a 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Hornets should hold for the final attempt of this third quarter. They've come away with a 3-point lead. And they'll look to extend it on this possession. Emmanuel top the key. Loses her footing. Anaya Smith, shot clock winding down, and it'll be a shot clock violation against Alabama State with 1.7 remaining in the game clock.
Shot clock violation, Bulldogs ball.
Alabama A&M will just dribble out the time, and at the end of 3, Alabama State finds himself regaining the lead against the Bulldogs. The score 38-35. When we return, the beginning of the fourth quarter. Stay tuned to the Hornet Sports Network. We'll be back with more.
Nation, I'm Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin. We would like to welcome everyone to the 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championship here in the Magic City.
The 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships return to the Magic City on Friday and Saturday, March 13th and 14th. The tournaments will take place in downtown Birmingham at Bartow Arena. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
It's SWAC time.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Hornet Sports Network. We're getting ready to wind up and begin the last quarter of competition. Alabama State has found themselves on top. They lead the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M 38-35. Taking a look at some of the shooting numbers for both teams. Alabama State shooting 27% from the floor. Alabama A&M shooting just a touch better at 31% from the field, from the floor. Three-pointers, Alabama State and Alabama A&M have both made 2 apiece. State shooting 2 of 9. The Bulldogs shooting 2 of 8. Alabama State has definitely had more free throw attempts. They have had 24 attempts from the free throw line, and they've made 16 of them, and it's kept this game close. Alabama A&M, they've split their free throws right down the middle, 5 of 10, good for 50%. As you see the turnover and stout defense by Alabama State. On the move, the layup is off the mark by Emmanuel, and A&M will take over. Pretty drop step, and the conversion. That basket good by Jones, Kamani Jones, excuse me. Rudolph off the screen, curling to the basket. Offensive rebound. Oof.
2 points. Number 1,
Tyisha Rudolph comes away with the deuce. Strong to the rim. It's Harper. As she's going to draw the foul, she'll be at the line to shoot a pair.
Substitution into the game, number 30, Anaya Smith.
Anaya Smith is checked in for the Hornets. Harper splits the free throws. A&M applying more pressure to Alabama State. And I believe they're going to call a foul. No. It'll be an Alabama State turnover. The Bulldogs will take over possession. A&M going down low, and Harvey's going to get called for being too aggressive on the reach-in. Harvey knew she committed the foul. Ooh, pretty play. That'll be Cobb on the layup. Cobb now has 7 points, 3 of 5 from the floor. Crawford off the Harvey screen. That'll be a foul before the shot. Crawford has had an off game thus far. She's 0 of 3 from the field. 2 turnovers and only 2 points. Nigeria Jones got called for that foul, excuse me. 17 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Hornets as Courtney Lee drives, kicks it out. Smith will reset. She wants the screen, takes it. Strong to the basket, and Armani Smith is good for the deuce. Jones to the basket. She'll kick it out. Cobb. Ten on the shot clock. Jones gonna have to put a move on. Kicks it out. Cobb. Baseline jumper. Gets it to fall. Dariana Lewis against that baseline jumper to fall. This game has been close throughout. Largest lead for Alabama A&M was when they were up 8 points in the first quarter, as you see the foul call on the Jayla Crawford drive.
Foul on the shot, Alabama A&M number 12. Substitution into the game, number 23, Daricia Randall.
Jayla Crawford will be at the free throw line to shoot 2 more free throws.
Jayla Crawford. Also into the game, number 1, Taisha Rudolph. 2 free throws. First basket is good.
Crawford gives the Hornets the lead. 6:51 remaining in this first quarter. It's been, again, a tightly contested affair. No team has seen double-digit leads.
Jayla Crawford, both free throws good.
The largest lead for Alabama State has been 3 points. And they can't extend that lead any further as Crawford drills both of her free throws.
Alabama State ball.
And Jamaica Cobb will turn the ball over for the Bulldogs. Jayla Crawford, strong to the basket on the drive. She'll draw the foul, and she'll be back at the line again for attempts number 5 and 6. She's been very aggressive to start this fourth quarter.
Substitution into the game for the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, number 5, Nigeria Jones.
3 Hornets currently have 6 points.
First basket good.
Taisha Rudolph, Victoria Harvey, and Taylor Akerson. Those 3 Hornets lead collectively. And with Jayla Crawford making that second free throw, we now have 4 Hornets with a total of 6 points. So it's been a team effort, to say the least. Harper gives back. Dark kicks it back out to Harper. 8 on the shot clock. Armani Smith off her feet. And Alabama A&M will get a second opportunity after the offensive rebound. Officials stop play. Not sure exactly what they want to discuss. We'll take a short break. Stay tuned. Shot clock did not reset, so they want to get that right. I put the right amount of time on there.
Nation, I'm Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin. We would like to welcome everyone to the 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championship here in the Magic City.
The 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships return to the Magic City on Friday and Saturday, March 13th and 14th. The tournaments will take place in downtown Birmingham at Bartow Arena. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
It's SWAC time.
Welcome back to the Hornet Sports Network. We're here at the Don Oliver Acadome in a tightly contested affair where the Alabama State Hornets currently have their largest lead of the afternoon, standing at 4 points. They lead the Alabama A&M Bulldogs 46-42, where officials stopped play because following an Alabama A&M offensive rebound, the shot clock reset successfully, but it did not start. So they wanted to get that right before they resumed play. Four Hornets lead the team in scoring. Taisha Rudolph, Victoria Harvey, Taylor Erickson, and Jayla Crawford all have 6 points. However, Courtney Lee has been doing it all for the team. She has 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block, all in 25 minutes. She leads the team in minutes. On the other side of the court, Alabama A&M has gotten some good production from Deshauna Harper. She has 9 points, 3 of 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Nigeria Jones follows right behind her closely. She's also shooting 3 of 9 from the floor, good for 8 points. She's knocked down 2 of Alabama A&M's only 3-pointers. Both teams about even on the turnover margin. Following another Alabama A&M offensive rebound. That'll be their possession, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Make that 17 seconds. Dariana Lewis gave the Bulldogs a second attempt. And shot clock again being an issue. It's halted play thus far, and officials want to get it resolved. So officials, I believe, want to put 13 seconds on the shot clock, and they do. Harper loses the handle. Courtney Lee with a steal. 2-on-2 fast break. Courtney Lee doesn't get the basket to fall, but she'll be at the free throw line to shoot some free throws. Tierra Darker pick up that foul for Alabama A&M.
Substitution into the game, number 34, Victoria Harvey.
Checking in for Alabama State, Victoria Harvey. She'll come into the game. These are just Courtney Lee's first attempts at the free throw line in this contest as she knocks down the first. Courtney Lee coming into this game only a 58% free throw shooter. It doesn't matter here. She knocks down both. And she extends this Alabama State lead. We'll have a timeout, and when we return, we'll have 5 more minutes of competition. Stay tuned.
SWAC Nation, I'm Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin. We would like to welcome everyone to the 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championship here in the Magic City.
The 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships return to the Magic City on Friday and Saturday, March 13th and 14th. The tournaments will take place in downtown Birmingham at Bartow Arena. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
It's SWAC time.
We're back, folks, here in the fourth quarter at the Dunn Oliver Acadome. 5:11 remaining here in regulation. Alabama State has their largest lead once again of the afternoon. They have the lead 46-42. It's been a parade of free throws for the Hornets. And as I say that, it'll be Alabama A&M basketball. Alabama State applying pressure. Cobb, she's been quiet since the first quarter. Harper. 8 on the shot clock. Thomas looking for an outlet. Harper's going to have to put a move on. She drives it to the baskets, throws up a shot, and she will be at the line for a couple of free throw attempts. Courtney Lee will pick up the foul. That'll be her fourth foul of the afternoon. So now she's going to have to play cautiously. She doesn't want to foul out. Alabama A&M has 2 Lady Bulldogs playing with 4 fouls, Tierra Dark and Jamaica Cobb. Harper splits the pair of free throws. Freeman Jackson doesn't want to take any chances, so Courtney Lee will have a seat on the bench, and Ayana Emanuel will come in her spot. Smith calling out directions for the offense. Emmanuel looking, gives it to Armani. 5 on the shot clock. Anaya giving it to Harvey. She'll have to force up a shot. It draws iron, but Thomas comes up with the rebound. And Alabama State faulty on that possession. Harper left open for 3. She drills it. A&M applying more pressure. They get it across half court safely. Emmanuel, the pass couldn't be handled. Another live ball turnover for Alabama State. Harper with a head of steam, misses the layup. And that'll be an offensive rebound for Alabama A&M. And head coach Margaret Richards wants to talk it over. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more with 3:29 remaining in this fourth quarter.
SWAC Nation, I'm Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin. We would like to welcome everyone to the 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championship here in the Magic City.
The 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships return to the Magic City on Friday and Saturday, March 13th and 14th. The tournaments will take place in downtown Birmingham at Bartow Arena. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
It's SWAC time.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers that motivates me today.
Welcome back to this fourth quarter. Alabama State clinging to a 2-point lead. Victoria Harvey's going to get called for the foul. So it's been a quick turn of events for the Bulldogs. They drilled a 3, and then following an Alabama State live turnover, it'll lead to these free throw attempts. Lewis's previous attempts at the line. She drilled 2 of 2 earlier. Can't get the first to fall. Dariana Lewis off on the first free throw attempt. Lewis off on both attempts. Rudolph thought about the 3. A&M playing in a zone. Angela Crawford has that shot denied, slapped off the backboard. Harper is going to take a pull-up, and she drills it. Deshauna Harper starting to find a rhythm here in this fourth quarter. Alabama State looking for answers. Dariana Lewis has hit 3 of her last 4. And that pass too strong. But Crawford hits the cutting hits the cutting Emmanuel. And she'll be at the free throw line.
Alabama A&M number 21, shooting 2 free throws, number 0, Ayana Emmanuel.
These will be Emmanuel's first attempts at the free throw line. Been a quiet afternoon for her. She has just 5 points, 2 of 6 from the field. Emmanuel good for both free throws. She's solid from the line, good for 78%. Harper, heat check shot, no good. Thomas almost with the offensive rebound, and it'll end up in the hands of Courtney Lee. Lee looks like she took a shot to the face, but she'll be all right. Hornets clinging to a 1-point lead, coming down at less than 2 minutes remaining in this ball game. Rudolph. Crawford, she'll try to foul my jumper, doesn't get the friendly bounce. And Harper will come away with the rebound. And Alabama State forces a turnover, and there'll be a foul on the floor. That foul call will go against the Bulldogs, number 23, Deshauna Harper. Alabama State in the bonus. Ayana Emmanuel will be at the line for another pair of free throws. She was 2 for 2 from the line in her earlier 2 attempts here in this fourth quarter. Emmanuel 1 for 2 at the free throw line, but she does give the Hornets a 2-point advantage. Coming up on 1:29 remaining in the fourth quarter. They go down low. Stout defense, but Harvey. Lewis able to convert on the deep down low layup. Emmanuel kicks it out. Jella Crawford thought about the 3, but they'll slow it down. Courtney Lee calls out the set. Alabama A&M in a zone. They haven't gone to it all afternoon, but now they do. 7 on the shot clock. Harvey, she'll take the jumper. She drills it. Victoria Harvey with a clutch elbow jumper for the Hornets. We'll have a timeout. When we return, it'll be Alabama A&M possession with 54 seconds remaining in this ball game.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new Trailblazers. And this is my heritage.
Welcome back to the Hornet Sports Network, to the closing stages of a hotly contested affair. Victoria Harvey hitting the clutchest elbow jumper of the afternoon. She has given the Hornets a two-point advantage. Alabama A&M, coming out of the timeout, will have the opportunity to either answer or take the lead in this contest. Deshauna Harper has come alive here in this fourth quarter. She's hit 2 3-pointers, and she leads all scorers with 16 in the afternoon. She's 2 of 6 from three-point land, both of those coming here in the fourth quarter. She also has 2 rebounds and 2 steals in 29 minutes of play. As both teams get ready for the stretch run here, Alabama State will look to get a key stop on defense. Nigeria Jones. Surveying. Ball's deflected. But we'll have a foul call on the floor. Victoria Harvey will pick up that foul call. So 2 important free throws coming up for Dariana Lewis. Lewis cashes in on the first attempt. Previous to that foul attempt, she was 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. Lewis, 2 clutch free throws for the Bulldogs. We're all knotted up at 53 apiece. Lee giving it to Emmanuel. Emmanuel accelerating. 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Ten on the shot clock. Courtney Lee driving to the basket. Dump off pass to Harvey. Off the mark. Offensive rebound is up and in. Anaya Smith with the biggest bucket of the afternoon. She's given the Hornets a 2-point lead with 8 seconds remaining in this ball game. Timeout, Alabama A&M. When we return, we'll have the closing moments of the first game of our doubleheader here at the Don Oliver Acadome.
Nation, I'm Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin. We would like to welcome everyone to the 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championship here in the Magic City.
The 2020 Cricket Wireless SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships return to the Magic City on Friday and Saturday, March 13th and 14th. The tournaments will take place in downtown Birmingham at Bartow Arena. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
It's SWAC time.
Welcome back to the closing stages of this fourth quarter. Anaya Smith, the freshman out of Birmingham, Alabama, with the biggest bucket of the afternoon. I've already said that before, but here we are again. She's given the Hornets a 2-point lead with 8.9 seconds remaining in this ball game. That offense initially started off the Courtney Lee drive. She had a dump-off pass to Victoria Harvey. Harvey was no good on the layup, but Anaya Smith was right there to clean it up. Good hustle leads to the layup. And Alabama A&M, they'll have one last attempt. Officials have added some time on the clock. They'll now have 9.7 remaining in regulation. Looking at some numbers, Victoria Harvey and Ayana Emmanuel lead the Hornets in scoring with 8 apiece. Harvey also posting 8 rebounds and a block shot in 25 minutes of play. Ayane Emmanuel hit clutch free throws down the line. And it's put the Hornets in position to come away with the win, looking to exact revenge after falling to the Alabama A&M Bulldogs in a contest January 18th. The ladies have a chance at redemption. If you remember, Alabama A&M smoked the Hornets. The final score in their first game, 75-48. But home court advantage looking to play a big part in this outcome. Nigeria Jones will inbound. 10 seconds remaining in this ball game. Three-point attempt is up and in. Nigeria Jones hitting the biggest three-pointer of the game. 1 second remaining. Emmanuel misses the layup at the end of regulation. Alabama A&M stuns Alabama State following a clutch three-pointer by Nigeria Jones. She has just put a dagger in the heart of all the Alabama State fans looking to come away with revenge. In a stunning turn of events, Nigeria Jones hitting the clutchest shot of the afternoon. I can't stop saying that, ladies and gentlemen, but my God, if you were here for the shot that he just drilled, you would understand. Officials are saying this game is over. Ayane Emmanuel, she had a clean attempt at the layup with time expiring, but the moment coming up too big and the shot too strong. Alabama A&M comes away in the closing moments of this game, ripping the heart from this basketball team. Your final score from the Don Oliver Acadome: Alabama A&M 56, Alabama State 55. And what may be the most hurtful loss of the season against one of the biggest in-state rivals in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Alabama A&M will come away victorious. When we return, the men will have their opportunity at redemption. In their first contest against Alabama A&M, they came out with the win, and they'll look to do it again when we return. Stay tuned for the second game of our doubleheader here at the Don Oliver Acadome.